please confirm?
Yes, it's all okay. So,
Matthias, we are happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm very glad to see you again. So I share my screen. Right, got it. So everybody see my screen, and let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to the day 2 AR journey Futuring, make the desired future visible. Our primary objective for today is to dive deeply into the process of creating augmented reality experience via Spark AR. And the main thing, we will dive deeply on how to make a digital content, how to get and edit digital assets that we can apply for our ideas. So basically, we will be working today with a lot of tools. We will explore Spark AR. We will explore how to make digital assets and how to edit. We will work with artificial intelligence. Even we will work in Blender a little bit. And finally, we will publish our filter. So let's make a quick overview of things that we learned yesterday. So AR is a powerful tool for education, for marketing, for books, for fashion, for city navigation, for game design, for design of interiors, for architecture, technical work, remote work, and of course, art. So I believe that we're mainly here for architecture, art, and probably dive a little bit on fashion design on Monday. So all the things that we need to create, we saw during yesterday's workshop, they require digital asset. This is the main tool actually, how to get those digital assets, and this is our primary question, because everything we do starts with a digital asset. So basically, we will work on 2 different types of filters, let's say, augmented reality experiences. Now you can scan QR code with your phone, take that moment, and explore the world effect. So what does mean world effect? That we are working with a back camera of our phone. We are scanning QR code, and that effect is appearing in front of us in digital space, kind of emerging digital space with reality. So 1 sec, I'll close my door. Yeah, so could you start in your phones the sculpture? So first, now we will explore how it works. Because we will be building today, so we need to understand the principle. So we scan QR code, it asking us to open Instagram, then it's loading, we see something appear and it says tap to place, because the effect is making scanning surface, right? And then a sculpture appears. Now, nothing is happening, we need to tap to screen. Actually, I can add some instructions so it will be clear. Also, we can turn on audio, and that effect has a sound. So this effect has several options like animation and some interactivity, like tap to place and tap to screen. So we have animation and we have sound. This is immersive experience because we are working with visual part, with movements like animation, and with sound design. So all those things were created manually, or sound was generated with artificial intelligence. So next type of effect is target tracking. So you see right now, basically that effect we saw during last day, a lot of we are using for books, for marketing, for education, for design for architecture, where we need to visualize something. Right now we see some funny stuff, but it can be anything. It can be your logo, it can be visual render of building, it can be whatever you imagine, your sculpture, your art, your print on your bags, on t-shirts. So it can be anything, let's say. So let's try how it works. We again open just a camera on our phone. We scan that QR code. And now to be able to scan it, again, you open in your phone. It's asking again, open Instagram. And then, wait, did I make the same? Right? Wait a second. No, I did a mistake actually, I think, right? Oh, Jesus. I think that filter is, let me insert another one, upload from computer. Test AR, it shall be working that one. So let's try that one. Because I was testing, it was okay. Like something is happening, not correct in my phone right now. So I want to try again. So those people who are interested to make filter like augmented reality for their artwork, logos, prints, this is the effect that we will be working as target tracking. So again, I scan QR code. Instagram opens. This is effect, like I understand, okay, I press continue. Okay, and then it asked me find the image, right? It asked me find the image. When you find the image, you can target on that generated stuff, and you will see appear 3D shape of that artwork. Please, audience, tell me, could you make it? Did you see right now with your phones that 3D something?
Vira, my phone doesn't want to make it. It's just like hanging.
Yeah, that is not good. Means your phone is not, or probably is not enough, or maybe internet connection is not enough. But this is very simple stuff. All other participants, please tell me, could you see 3D artwork of that target tracking?
Yes, I see.
I have a question as well, because I don't use Instagram. Do you have a Facebook variation of it?
Yeah, we can make Facebook variation. I will show you later. But when we create our filters, we need to think about audience, right? If you will be sure that all your audience who will come for your event, if you are artists, for example, you're sure that all of them using Facebook, then go for it. But if you're not sure, better use Instagram. So I will show how to publish for both platforms. So right now we will explore how we will make it. Basically, let's start with digital assets. I will go slowly. And then if you have questions, please stop and ask me, because if you don't understand something, then will be maybe more time to understand, or maybe you need to search by yourself. So to speed up process for you, better ask me if you don't understand what I am doing and how is it going. So for your augmented reality experiences. You can use 3D objects, you can use GIF file, animated 2D images. So basically, mainly we are using 3D objects. For example, that one is application for iPhones and iPads. It works like that you are creating photographs of a real object, around 200 photographs you're creating. And that one you're seeing now, I took only 25 photographs, like it's using photogrammetry, and then creates 3D object. Then you can download it here as a USDC or GLB format. This is a one way how do we create 3D objects. If you want to use something that already exists. If we don't want to use real object, but we want to, for example, use some objects that we can buy, like ready-made for us, right? We can use that platform CG Trader, and we can search here in the bar some objects. Okay, architecture. So we can, etc. We can search here, and it shows us a lot of models. Some of them are free, some of them are. Some of them, if you want to see free, you press mark here. So it must show me some free models. But I don't know what is stuck a little bit. It's loading. Means my internet is not so fast. So there are a lot of 3D models that already exist. But actually, if we have some architects in the group, some people who are dreaming to use AR to visualize their project, so mainly you need to model your project by yourself, right? Like if you will use somebody's modeling, means it's not your creation. But sometimes, like we are using that 3D assets we can buy or use for free for metaverse or for augmented reality. Also, we can search on Sketchfab, is another platform where you can search different objects and view them in your filters again. That is one for free, so we can download it for free. And we always look into how many triangles. So whereas I'm showing you here on the left down part of this website, here is 5,000.7 triangles as 1,000, right? And vertices 3.3. So it's like low poly model, but still is a bit too big for Spark AR. So we need to optimize that model. So then another way, if we are, for example, artists and we really need to work and create something cool for us, that is a new tool. I think that probably some of you already heard about it. We call it Runway ML, right? For me right now, my Zoom is covering half of controls. So, okay, right now it seems okay. I'll share for you in the chat. Okay, second QR code didn't work for Natalie as well. So that one you can just click and sign up with your email, and you will have like 20 generation free. Right now we were studying and we loved really Midjourney, but Midjourney is not free anymore. So that one we can generate text to video, we can generate image to video. That's pretty cool. So actually, if you're an artist, you can generate something even from your image to video and then apply to your filter. So how to do that? Like generated images, how and animate them, how to make AR filters. We will dive deeply into Friday. So tomorrow we'll go through the pipeline, how to create basic filter for Instagram, like our augmented reality experience. So what do we have here? Popular AI magic tools. Video to video, text image to video. We can remove background, we can make text to image, and we can make image to image. So I was using that tool, image to image. You see, I generated many cool stuff. So you need some image like that one. It is already generated, but let's see what will happen. So we have some settings here. Number of outputs, resolution. So if we need HD, we need to upgrade, but SD is enough. We also can write prompts, like to add something, or to add something strange creature on the board. Let's make it board. So it gives us some generations. Over there, also you can use Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, or all other tools that is available with free mode. So right now we're using that Runway ML because it's really cool. So the generation process started. It will appear in some moment. It needs some time. So let's go to see those people who are really interested in 3D content using AI. You need to remember that Atlas design, because this is really will be uplifting and shifting industry of AI, because we was awaiting such kind of tool half a year ago. It was not there. It was a lot of like not real 3D generators, but some fake programs. Now we will go to another generator that give us a very strange mesh, so we can use for artistic style. But for architecture, that tool, you can subscribe for the kind of whitelist, right? So you will be notified when it will be available for you, so you can subscribe here. So just remember the tool if you're interested to architecture, because you can build then metaverses, real buildings, whatever you want, just using that tool. So right now we will be using also a really nice thing is called CSM, 3D CSM AI. I also will share with you to the chat. So what does that tool? That tool is generate 3D from your images. It makes sometimes it makes really strange objects. Right now, that on the left corner you see on the bottom, this is a photograph of my sculpture that I created with Gravity Sketch. I placed photograph here and I asked that artificial intelligence to generate my sculpture. So you see in some projections, it created something how he thinks it might be in 3D. And finally, I got something like that. But it's actually not I wanted to have, but it's kind of collaboration with artificial intelligence and with my art. Also on that platform, I can download mesh. It is available two different formats, GLB and USDZ. USDZ is a file that we use for our augmented reality using AR Core in iPhones, for example. We can download it, upload to iPhone and use it just from our iPhone directly, or GLB we use for our applications and building process. So mainly for Spark AR, we will use GLB format. So remember that tool, because you will be probably working, if you choose to work with 3D models, and I require you to try because it's really cool stuff. So this I already generated. It's probably my internet today a little bit slow because it was loading. So right now, when I just put my arrow on the image, you see it became 3-dimensional. So all those things were rendered by artificial intelligence. They are really 3D objects, and they were created within like several hours. So for the next Friday, you need to be ready with that. Let me show you how it works. So image to 3D, for example, I have my images like here, I'm uploading. It will work only with 2 models. Like if you want to generate 10 models at one time, it won't work because it will just stuck. Now it is loading, uploaded. We click on this image. You see, it's already created 4 different angles view on the model, like imagining what kind of creature it must be in 3-dimensional. So and then we use this experimental model by default settings, and we just press generate 3D mesh. So it started, like it became a bit like gray color, like transparent, and it says training. Why you can be like a bit worrying, what's going on, where is my model? Like I need it right now. You can try actually to, if you're artist, you can try right now to generate something, or if you're architect, you can generate in oh, look, that's funny actually. It added something that I said strange board, right? So this creature on the board. But that 3D CCM 3D viewer, it will delete background. So it doesn't matter what will be on the background, the matter is what you generated. So architects who are here, you can try generate with Runway or with Stable Diffusion Dahlia your buildings for next Friday, and we will see what's the result you will get over here. So you will use 3D viewer. Now, you can try actually while I'm talking to do something on your computer, but this process normally takes around 2-3 hours. So you just can go and do some other job and leave it here. But because I already have generated a lot of stuff before, so when you come within 2 hours, you will see that your 3D model appeared here. You see? This is 3D model. It is absolutely 3-dimensional, and that's really cool. As it has a texture as well. Before that, we were using KaiDim tool. It was with no texture, just mesh, and it was really weird. So we couldn't make any serious process with that. So we press download mesh and we use GLB format. So that's it. And we are ready to start to work with the Spark AR. Also, people who have Gravity Sketch, I know Ada has a Gravity Sketch over there, right? This is a platform how we get our models. And from Gravity Sketch, you upload to cloud. And that landing pad, you need to sign up from computer. And here's actually my files will appear. Because I didn't link right now, we have empty space. Maybe for Friday, I will prepare something. But the thing is, you also download GLB format like we did here. It will be the same GLB from Gravity Sketch. And with that process, with that mesh, we will work in Spark AR. So 3DFi AI. Okay, that is another really cool. It also a really cool AI tool. It also asked me to log in. So I will share with you in chat. A lot of tools, because AI and augmented reality industry, they're going towards mixed reality and extended reality. They are preparing for that boom. And mainly they are focusing on marketing strategies or end game industry. That's why they are allowing us to generate models that will suit game industry, for example, tables, sofas, cutlery, and ottomans. It just blow my imagination because I live in Istanbul, so I was wondering what's going on here in ottomans. So in ottomans, we also can generate something using like Ottoman sword, for example, and generate. So generative process started. And also you see here my asset I already generated. It is Ottoman cookie. I can use it in augmented reality actually also. Why not? So it has a texture, you see? So it looks pretty dope. And also I can download it in GLB format. It asked me to buy. I can't download actually, right, for free, but I can buy it. So it's interesting if you really need to generate something like realistically looking. You don't need to spend time to hire somebody or to learn by yourself. You can generate, but you spend money. So you choose, or you learn or you spend money. Some of tools are free. This CSM is free. And that one, Move AI. We also can use in augmented reality, it is complicated stuff, it is advanced level. We can use animated avatars, so like some characters, they're moving. So that AI tool is also in early access. But for example, if you are a dancer and you want your avatar in your filter or in your extended reality looking like you and moving exactly like you, so then you're using that tool, Move AI. Right now it is also like you need to sign up, but they're developing. I believe that in some months it will be available for early adopters. So then you record video and you generate your avatar absolutely moving like you. So it's this like your digital twin. So a lot of tools are developing right now in the AI industry, and that is a really big help for us, for creators, because it speeds up our work and gives us really cool advanced results. So this is Meta Spark. Yes, we will go there to ToolKit. So let's go to Spark AR. So I will be working today with that. Sometimes it looks like frog, like even some like mosaic frog. So let's go to Spark AR. You see that filter that somebody could open, somebody don't. It is here as a setup in Spark AR. But I will start just a new process here. Or maybe I will just close. I will just save here, untitled. Okay. So when we just installed your Spark AR Studio, so for Spark AR, you need to actually be working Facebook account, right? And ideally Instagram, if you want to reach wider audience around the globe. And also program itself. I actually have a question to the audience. Do you have any questions regarding previous blog to AI generated tools? Do you have any question before we move to Spark AR? Silence means no question, right? That's cool.
No, I have one question.
Okay.
Hear me? Are these applications all online applications, or are these apps to download?
They are all online, so we call it web application. They are all through their web browser. I shared the links to the chat here, and also we will send all those links via email. I think tomorrow morning we will ask Mila to send everybody who is present right now during workshop all those links so you can implement in your work. And you don't need to install anything to your computer. Just you need to log in with email and it will be working.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that one is still in process as we see. Okay, thank you for a question. So this is our Spark ER. This is our tool to create augmented reality experiences. We will be, if you already started, so you will see recent project you already worked, or we just create new. This is the most funny thing. So actually, Spark ER is very complicated tool. We have camera blur, water, world texture, fog, and etc. Those all templates you can use to speed up your job. We will be using some of them, not everything, but if you will be really interested in, you can really dive deeply. Those three on the top, road texture, water, and camera blur, it is available for iPhones that have LiDAR system. So if you're sure that your audience has an iPhone younger than 12, means iPhone 13, 14, and 15 will be released that September, they will have updated LiDAR system much more better than it was before. So then you can build world texture actually, and then place an 3D objects over there, or create some interactive experience. That would be very cool. But if your audience actually doesn't have the top device to interact with, it will not be working. It will say, I'm sorry, I cannot load this filter. That's why, because actually we are focusing on the filters that will be affordable and for the wide audience as possible, we are focusing on filters that everybody can open and can interact. Also, there is also prefab for jump up game, for catching game. So there are a lot of really cool stuff. But to understand the process, we just will start from the blank project. Just simple, because later I will show you how to work with templates, but right now we start from that simple project. So we will build a filter right now for that one. Where is my presentation? Yeah, for target tracking. So as I said, you can implement that technology if you have some image, your artwork printed on t-shirt or on bag, or you just print, or you even paint canvas. Then you can use your canvas as a target tracking. So basically your artwork as a painting on canvas can be target tracking. Just to make photos at canvas, and then you work with Spark ER. Also, it can be printed just on the piece of paper and installed somewhere in office. For example, if you want to showcase architecture, right? Then you print the target tracking. It can be whatever you want, actually not necessarily building. It can be logo or whatever you can imagine. And then we build. So I will show you the process, how we build, and you implement with your goals. So today we are walking through the process, and you, in parallel, thinking what you would like to build. Here in Spark ER, we have viewport is on the middle. It's where our 3D world is happening. But all setup we are doing from the scene. You see on the top left corner, this is scene. Here is a button like device. Device is has relation to our phone. So in that scene model, camera, and all our effects, and here is a plus, we will be adding some content related to our camera setup. Here assets from computer or from AR library. So this is another source where we can get digital assets. Let's explore. Import from computer or search AR library. Also, we have animation sequence, block, material, texture. This also everything is important. This is our AR library. I mean, sorry, not AR. It's open from computer. Yeah, why it is? Because my internet something laggy today. I don't know why. So I will use that image as my target tracking. So we use it as texture. It appeared here, and all data related to that texture we see is here. We see compression, we see kilobytes, we see dimension. Yeah, it says like it's really close to maximum size, 1012, 1024 pixels. So all our filters must be very, very optimized. So to be able to start to build, we're going to see, and here we see plus, we add target tracker. So if you want to build a filter, like your image is our target tracker, you use that button and place insert. So right now we see in viewport, we see our target tracker is here. That one, small window, it shows us actually our preview in the phone. Augmented reality is not only about iPhones, it is about all different types of the phone. So I press here on 3 lines and we will see simulate touch. Now when I click, it is not working, but I need to start with WASD. It's like in gaming and in metaverse, right? If you like to play games, you navigate with WASD. So, and this right now is my simulate touch. Nothing is happening because we didn't build anything, we just started. So here, also we can see preview in iPhone devices, like we see iPhone 13 Pro, Pro Max, Mini, SE, and other stuff, also Android devices. Yeah, basically too. So why it is important when people build really complicated interactive experiences, they must be not working in every phone because screen has different dimensions as we see. So they are testing on different devices through that viewport and understand how their filter is working. So basically we will be used by default, and this is our target tracker. On the right top corner of our program, we see properties. Basically, we need to choose our file. I click here, choose file, and that was my target tracker. Now it's a bit like transparent and nothing is happening. Basically, when your phone is targeting on that image that is somewhere in the real space, the effect that you build will appear. So how do we build the next step? We will work with 2 different steps. First will be 3D or another 2D. Okay, let's back to my CCM program. That one is still in training. It will take some hours. I will get that because it's already trained. And it's exactly that I want to see appearing from my filter. I just download GLB file. That main file we are working because it is baking texture with an image. Mesh GLB. Okay. Let's see what will happen. If I just generated something, I want to work, or I bought something, I press here plus on the top, on the left bottom, right? This is my asset menu. I import from computer and I take my digital asset. It was, I guess, Mesh GLB, right? Open. So it appeared here. You can rename it. Like, I can rename whatever I want. 3D shape. Or I can just leave as it is. Now we see file size 4.31 megabyte. It's not so bad, but it's actually over the size that we need. Let's try to publish. Why it will not work, we will see. So I take the 3D shape and put it exactly into the target tracking. So you see, if I place that triangle in front of target tracking, we see appear in my mesh. It is here, and it is very big. So if our model is big by dimensions, we can use our navigation menu. We can rotate here. On the top corner, you see, we can move in 3 dimensions, like it's moving. We can rotate. Sometimes we need to adjust our 3D shapes into the Spark AR. We actually animate here, not in a Blender. If we want, because using animation, we can trigger some interactivity through the patches, right? So I changed the dimensions. Just basically my arrow is inside of the square, and I using my mouse or touchpad, I just play with size. And also I want to appear that 3D shape, like if like 90 degrees to the image 2D, meaning if that image will be placed not on the wall, for example, but on the table, so it will appear like vertical, right? So, but I can plan, I can think about where will be my image installed, on horizontal, vertical, and how do I want that 3D object appearing. Also, it is a little bit behind target tracking, so I need to bring it somehow to the front. So we can move in different directions. Yeah, now it is here in front of the target image. So we're playing with that stuff. We decide it's our creative process. And then let's say we can add animation, etc. But now we will not go to that. We just try to publish. Here is our test on device. When first time you click test on device, you press add experience, and it will be sharing effects. Also, you can ADC or video calling effect, that advertisement. If you're working for brands, maybe it is useful. And video calling effect is applying for Messenger when you call someone on Facebook or yes, Instagram also, I think they have something like that during video calls. So basically, we are using sharing effect and press insert. So as you see, there are some marks on the Instagram and Facebook. That's okay. Somebody who loves Facebook, it's okay. Now we want to publish, and I press the button on the left. Okay, file size meets requirements. And it says reduce up to 2 megabytes or less to improve reach on Facebook. Okay, that is surprising. Anyway, if we add, it is like already to the top, to the maximum available space because our asset is 4 megabyte, and better if you build your with all your effect maximum 4 megabyte. Right now we are with asset a little bit above the limit. So let's go to, do you have any question, by the way? Because yes, at that stage, do you have any question? Because right now I move to optimization of the asset. No question. Okay. So I hope right now everything is clear. We added target tracker and we added our mesh. Yeah, why is it important to optimize our objects? So that object is not optimized. It is pretty big. Yes. Pretty big. If I will add more interactivity and more digital objects, my filter here in SparkCare will be too heavy. I will be not able to publish. And normally filters are very complex. They have so many digital assets. That one is only one and it is simple. So we want to reduce the size. How do I do that from the scratch? This is Blender, and we will do just right now very, very basic of it. So everybody can optimize their effects, 3D shapes that you will generate. This is also our viewport that is working here. So we can turn, we can come closer and go away like this. We need to get our file. We press import and GLB format. My file is mesh GLB. So file appeared here. Cool. The tool as I'm using here on the right corner is MetaSpark ToolKit. You don't have it in Blender if you just downloaded Blender. Where do we get that MetaSpark toolkit and why it is important? I will show you the link and give you to the chat right now. So basically, this is add-on built by Facebook Meta to help creators to reduce size and weight of their models. Yeah, that is, you can get it by that link. I just copy link, and we have downloads MetaSpark toolkit here. You install and read instructions. Here's all instructions how to install in your Blender. This is add-on, so everything by that link, and you can download it here. It works for Mac OS and for PC as well. Where is my chat? Here, I give you that link. All that link, like I'm sending you, you can just grab it so you can work during tomorrow, or we will send tomorrow email with all those links. Why it is important? Because right now we see only one model that I generated for my creation in augmented reality has 37 triangles. What does it mean, triangles, who is not aware of modeling? Here on the top, we see different spheres, and when we click on them, it affects how do we see our model. So basically, I'm using that one is for render with texture, and that one to see how many triangles do we have. It's a lot, actually. So let's come closer to mesh. So that is object, you see, as it is generated by artificial intelligence. The same objects you will get from Gravity Sketch. So this is we call high poly, means a lot of polygons. That means a lot of triangles. basically triangle we see right now, vertices, they're here. I'm clicking on them using Shift. This is triangle, only one. It consists from vertices, from edges, and from planes. In edit mode, we can edit our mesh. In object mode, we operate with all object. So if you are not aware of Blender, we don't go deeply because actually we don't need that on that stage. We need to reduce just our mesh. After you installed MetaSpark ToolKit to your Blender, we can use that tool. It says reduce triangles. 50% would be cool, I guess. So we can apply and see what happened. So there are two possible tools, and we also see height is 87 centimeters, and we saw that for SparkER it's a bit big, so we can reduce height also that in a Blender. So let's see, it still has a lot of triangles, so we can reduce again on 50. To some models, actually, it can be too much. They can just ruin the mesh. But for AI generated, it's okay, but it's still a lot. But we see the triangles, they reduced. It's only 9.5K, means thousands. So we also can use modifier here. We have a panel of our works. This is for materials, shaders, animation. We use that one. It's add modifier. So we click on modifier. If from all that stuff, we need only one, decimate. Right now, it's still high poly. But for game industry, for augmented reality, for metaverse, for XR, for everything, we need low poly. So how do we reduce such thing? We just take that ratio, you see it's like 100%, and we reducing, grabbing it to the left, like we're reducing, and we see that our model is changing right now on the middle and changing our triangle count into the MetaSpark toolkit. That's cool. So right now it's becoming more low poly. So it looks weird, but it's enough for SparkER. Let's see the texture. To the texture, it doesn't have any changes, right? It's still our AI generated stuff, but from the mesh, it is much, much better. So now we can use that model in our augmented reality filters. Also, I would change the height of this model. We can use that tool, scale. I press on it and just, not, I don't want this. I click inside of the white circle and I make it smaller, like that. Then I press G and I can move it. So we need, before we export to SparkER, make sure that your model just in front of this pivot point. This is center position. It's important sometimes. Right now our height is 32 centimeters. I think it's okay. Again, we check with the texture. It's all okay. So right now we are ready to go back to SparkER. Export GLBGLTF. This is our format. I will save here in download. I can write it, like name it AR journey. That's okay. We can mark include visible objects if it's complicated, for example, and then we press export GLTF. So that's it. This is optimization process for AI generated mesh and for mesh generated into the gravity sketch in virtual reality. So for those people who will be creating assets in gravity sketch, that is pipeline of your process, how to prepare to the not only metaverse, to the augmented reality. So we go back to our assets here, and now I want to add my new asset. I click import from computer. One more time, I found my AR journey GLB. The GLB means we baked our texture with low poly mesh. So difference between those two, 3D shape, we see size of 3D shape is here, 4.31 megabyte. Now AR journey. Why? It's even more, but it's low poly. Now it shows me that it is for 40 megabyte. So something happened over there in that process. So I will find out why it is so bad. We need to reduce triangles. And then we will be working with optimized model, just in case. Yeah, I delete here and I use my AR journey. I put again under the tracking. You see, just like by default, I throw it to the scene mode and it appeared just in focal distance. I need to move to target tracker over here. Yeah, it's need to appear like this, so inside of target tracker. Now it is a small one because we adjusted size and we worked with this model. We can also check here in assets, click on the AR journey, I mean on your texture, on texture of that 3D assets that we imported. We see here is a bit dark, appearing dark in parameters. We see metallic, so we can just play with that. And roughness. Now I think it looks like mosaic stuff. So for me, it's even better because in appearance in augmented reality, it will be better. So that's enough. Also, I want to appear from my target tracker as a little bit vertical, maybe like this. And I can move, I can adjust how people will see it. Okay. Also, when we just replace the image tracker with 3D object, is not so interesting. We can add some animation to that to make filter more alive and feeling like it's moving. So we click here and scene to asset we want to animate. And here on the right top corner, we see our settings. There is properties, animation controller, transformations, and enable for front camera and back camera. So we can control how people interact. Basically that for back camera filter, and the Spark Air built for us very fast setup is like here on this stick, Wander stick, we can click animate. So it says like very fast setup. It can be spinning like that, you see? Or we can change it. It can be floating. And at the time, and patch editor, it is adding here my patches already built for me for my object. I just choose them and load. Okay. Or maybe I wanna, it's not so useful. Okay, again, I wanna use blinking maybe. Let's check. Meaning it's blinking, it's visible, invisible. You see here we see visible, our assets not. So it created some patch where we see visible, invisible. Okay, or maybe I wanna use pulse. So right now, we see all of those 4 applied to our creation. And the speed of animation is really high, right? Like it's moving really high. Because we have here duration settings. Let's go back only to 1 because now it's too much. Now it is not moving. I deleted everything. So again, AR journey, here, animate. Spinning, it's easy. Blinking, pulsing, floating. So now it's floating pretty fast. So with that duration, I can control the speed. For example, now it's 1, I can press 12. It is floating, but it's almost invisible. Yeah. Like some movement is there. Okay, I can add maybe 1 more. Spinning was good, but again, it's too fast. So those controllers are for spinning. Let's place duration 24. So it will be spinning like very, very slowly. What does it changes? It changes position where we see yellow circle position and rotation on the right top of our properties. So it is adjusted by itself. If we, make speed up for our process. For major effects for 3D shape, it is enough. If your shape is more complicated than that, then actually you need to animate every part of that. How do we do that if I don't want to use the button like magic button, but I want to animate, for example, only rotation? So here in transformation, we can control position, scale, and rotation. This is very basic. We need to press right button on your mouse and appear our settings. Basically, we do the same, but manually. That already did for us Spark AR. We can search here, loop animation, add patch, and also transition. So this patch is working for us always when we animate, or either automatically with the magic button here, or by manually when we want to manually decide we want to change scale, position, or rotation. So for rotation, we already, it's not a 0 point, we already rotated, right? You remember I did that. So we have starting point over there. We just Ctrl+C or Command+C, we copy, and starting point in transition, we copy that. Here is 0, 0, 0, 0. So if I will link it to progress and link to the effect, it just became 0, 0, 0 position. Why? Because it says here in transition. Okay. Anyway, it is changing. So I wanna add some settings, movements. So you see, when I made a setup and of your movement, now it is like opening head. We can actually use it if it is like head of some creatures and fantastic creature is opening head, but it's opening too fast. So I wanna make settings like 24, maybe. So it went away. Linear. We also can make settings here. We just play with it. Exponential out, quantic out, see what will happen. Like there are no solution, like exact solution. How do we do that? If nothing is happening, here on the left, we can have button restart the filter. Now, you see, started movement, as we say, slowly, slowly. So movement is there. And speed was and speed was like from slow speed to high speed. Now it is turning 360, so it's crazy. Why? Because we like programmed it. The way we are setting up that interaction and animation and movement, we call visual programming. Basically, behind that patch editor, there is some code that says computer to do something with our model. And we can change elastic into just linear, for example, or whatever suitable for your idea. You can use settings. You can change Z data, right? And you can change here. So it will be moving to different directions. Now we see I made some changes. I can restart and we will see what will happen. Okay, so is that moment, is it clear? It's just a simple filter we're doing right now. Okay, let's add something that will enhance our experience. It is our particle systems. You see, I can add some ambient lights. I can add a speaker and particle system. Press insert. So I use again my scene. I want to add to my scene particle systems, and they appeared over here. To be able to work with my target tracker, that emitter, we need to place it into the target tracker. So when I close target tracker, everything is inside. When I open, everything is inside. So let's work with our emitter. Emitter properties is here. At this, also we can animate them, spin, float, blink. Okay, you see, it started to have some movement. So we animated the particle systems. Now we need to set up type of emitter, line, plane, or ring. It can be rings. What does it mean, rings? Rings means that I want to come closer to show you what, yeah, like this. So we can, with our scroll button, to work inside of here, inside of viewport. And when you press command, for example, and use left button mouse on the left button on your mouse and command, you can turn our viewport to see what's going on over there. So our emitters, they are changing shape. How do they move inside? Is ring type, line type. Restart. If it's not clear, just restart. Plane. Okay, right now it's not so understandable what is different. We can change the size of emitters. 0.1 right now we can make bigger. They became a little bit bigger. If you will make like 1 or 2, it will be too big. You see? I mean, yeah, it will be floating everywhere. In plane, maybe ring is okay to cover it. So bitrate is a speed. It can be 40. Like how many particles will appear during the 1 second. Let's make them be 40. Spray angle we can change. We just play with that. I just randomly press something. So also we have speed of movement we can adjust here. Now it's become very fast, or maybe not so fast, maybe 0.5. Okay. A warm up means when you start filter on your phone, maybe you want to give some seconds before that effect will appear. It's settings for emitters. So we can, for example, say 2 seconds and then it will appear. So we just restart. Okay, then we test on device because it's what I'm doing. It's not showing immediately here. Enable for front camera tags. We use world. Okay, now I like to set up shape. Shape can be plane, can be cube. Now it is not so visible because we don't have material. Let's make it solid. Now it is transparent. So when we press material, we can create material or we can use existing one. Material 0 pressed, created. Let's work with that material. So we go back to assets to the left and we can just add maybe some color. It's here. I can move it, that window. Let's make it blue, like my like that digital head. I can choose texture, or I can take texture from my model to make it like made from one material. Opacity also is like as transparent it is. Okay, then we go back to emitter settings again, and we go to the particle system. Here, ring, scroll down, and we will see shape. Now it's cube. I want to make sphere. So you see there is now spheres coming. Maybe it will be better. It will be torus. Cylinder. So it depends on what effect you want to achieve. Now it's coming stars. Also, we can choose radius of this, depth. So we can mix it up for count of stars. It's like how much corners it has, like make it 8 corner stars like this shape. So we can reduce its shape. Spin. Also, how it is spinning around, like it gives us some feelings of movement around of that filter, I mean of that particle system. And also we can change tilt. Maybe spin can be even more, like we see in viewport what effect we are achieving right now. Okay, spray angle, maybe spray angle I want to change a little bit. 90. Now it goes down. So I'm doing just randomly, it doesn't matter. It's just showcase, right? But you need to play with that settings if you want to achieve some exact result. Also, if I'm not happy, I can change it again to plane or to line to see how it goes to point. Maybe, but ring was okay. So let's say I'm happy with the filter and I want to publish. First, I go to test on device. I can send to Instagram or to Facebook. I send to Instagram. So it will appear on my Instagram account. Now I'm waiting. It's uploading to Spark Air Hub. If I want to publish, already I tested. It says me good news that file meets requirements. I'm uploading to Meta Spark Hub. Metaspark Hub is a hub where all our filters lives. We can edit, we can control, we can make them visible, invisible. We publish, we edit. So everything we do in Metaspark Hub to have it. If you do first time, probably it will ask you to make some setup. To log in with your Facebook, for sure. It will ask you to log in with your Facebook account. And then you can manage all your filters. For example, if you have many different accounts, like your Instagram portfolio, your artist page, your private page, your business page, you can manage all of your pages in Metaspark. So this is basically publish an effect. You need to give a name. Here we see our Metaspark file. Right? And here we see owner. I own too much accounts actually. Look, that's all me. That's all me. So I have Facebook account, Instagram accounts, I have pages. So I can publish for everything I have. So it will appear exact on that account that I will choose. So basically, normally I have specific account for my AR sculptures. It's there. I choose it. It's already chosen. And here we also have set up for Instagram and for Facebook. If you have both of them marked, checkbox are active, then they will appear automatically to Facebook and Instagram of owner you chose here. Sometimes when filters are too complex, they cannot be available for Facebook. Right now we did really simple test of filter, but if it's not so simple, then probably not every time it is available for Facebook. So who can see my effect? Public? Anyone on the platform. People from all over the globe can use, test, and play with your effect, or link only. You will get link after you publish. So here we choose some categories. Normally for such kind of filters, I use immersive, world AR, can be games, selfies is for face filters, etc. So you choose categories, keywords, people can browse by keywords. And while we were testing over here, test on device on Instagram or Facebook, then you record video up to 15 seconds. Then you need to upload video file. Let's say right now I didn't record anything, but I have my AR sculpture park. So I have that video recorded. So basically it looks like this, right? Like you need to show your filter in action. And then you upload that image. If actually you will upload and send to publish to Metaspark, not equal, like file is something you created random stuff and you created demo video absolutely different. They use some special robots who detecting the fraud. So if you try to cheat Metaspark, it will be banned. So it will not publish your filter. So you must be 100% honest that you are sending video exactly for that filter that you submitted via that AR export file. So and then you place submit, right? If you don't want submit because I created like not exactly the same video preview, you just press save. If you want to edit, for example, something, you press save, and after it will be saved, we have test on device. Test on device. Now it's taken a bit long. And then point, do you have any questions? We have actually 30 minutes. I showed you how to optimize your model. What is low poly, high poly? I showed you how to generate models via artificial intelligence. I showed you very simple process on target tracking. So right now it's saved but not published. We can press test on device. And again, if you like Instagram, send to Instagram. Love Facebook, send to Facebook. Or you can share test link with people. I can share test link with you, but you don't have a target tracking, right? Target tracking is on my, actually. Let's see. Let's play with that. I will send you test link. Could you make it open? This is for Instagram, and this is for Facebook. I sent you. This is for Facebook. Like to make your filter looking really good, you need to think about effect that you would like to achieve with your work. Try again with that link I sent you. Try again that image as target tracking. So I'm thinking, how can I get it on my phone? Oh, sorry, that link. Hey guys, are you here? He's so silent. Is anybody testing right now?
I really don't understand at the moment. What shall we do? I see the link, the Instagram link in the chat area, and when I click on it, I see that I have to open it with my iPhone.
Yeah, so basically probably we need somehow to transfer link to phone, right?
This is right.
Yeah. So how do you do that? Okay, let's make a link to phone. I'm using TinyCC, so we really rely on our QR codes. We rely on QR codes. You see, those are links for my sculptures, for everything I do. Why I use TinyCC? Because link here, I can actually edit, manage URLs. I can edit my link here. For example, sometimes we can have a moment that our filter can be broken. It can be outdated, or we want to do something else, but we already published our QR code in magazines and journals. Over the city, we published on posters, but you made a mistake. You need to change the link, direct link. And the thing is, if you just use a normal QR code generator, just random from Google search, it will generate your QR code, but then you will not be able to edit. But with that tool, TinyCC, we click here and we'll edit. Actually, right now, I will edit the link that is on my presentation. I will insert link for Instagram. Save changes. Go back to target tracking. Right now, it's a link I shared with you in chat. Now it's updated. Let's see. I just turn my phone camera. Continue. It is working. It asked me to find a target tracking. Yeah, now it is that filter I just built during the workshop. And I will record some video during the workshop. We built that nice filter target tracking. Okay. So I recorded video. What I can do with that video, actually, I can share to my story immediately to Instagram. I can tag all of you if I would know your EJ accounts, for example. I could make it viral. I could share that QR code, for example, with gallery in LA and showcase my art virtually, because I don't need to spend thousands of money to some cargo to ship my art. I just ship my QR code. That's why I really love that 3D experience, because that's really cool. Also, when you build your effects, please do sharing and tag Kunsthalle Hanover and AR Journey Featuring. So, but before you build, actually, we need to come to that point. So, could you use that QR code again? It's updated. It's just showing me the filter I created during the workshop. Could you make it? Matthias Muraleda. Okay, so this is target tracking. If it's not, for example, you do some design and you have your image animated, how to animate image. Let's take a look on Friday. Right now we have like 30 minutes. I will show you if, for example, you want some variation of that image appear in augmented reality via target tracking. So that one, AR journey, is my 3D model in scene. I can control visibility. Right now, I don't want to make it visible anymore. So I just click here in properties, visible, invisible, visible, invisible. And also we can edit it with a yellow mark here. I just press and it's appeared here. It's appeared here, visibility. So I can control it also to build patches and control, for example, tap to screen, transition, and what happened with visibility. Right now, I will not build that, but I just click off. I want to show you if, for example, we are using not a 3D object here, right? But we are using some plain 2D image. So we press scene, add plane, insert. It's appeared again under the device here in focal distance. We need to move it under the target tracking. Now it's appeared in our effect over there. Okay, I want to come it closer. So it's, how do I do that? I use these arrows to navigate my image that will appear after I add some content. Basically, what will happen? I need to add asset, 2D asset. Again, on the assets, I press import from computer. I want to see you like an example variation of my logo. So let's say it is my logo. But just this variation of that frog, colorful frog logo. Now our plane is empty. We press on plane and scene. And we go to the properties, materials. We add material, create new material. Here, it's empty. Material appeared in asset. We need to add to our material texture. So when I click on material, it's empty. I can use my file that I named logo. Here on the left, in asset, I press on materials, I back to the top right corner, and I see shader properties. I see choose file direct from computer. Actually, it's only the way to make it, or just click here and choose logos that we already saw. Two ways how to make it. And then it's appeared like small one. What we can do, we can make it a bit bigger. Also here on the top, we can use a scale, or you can use transformation. Also, we see scale. properties set by track target when effect running on. Can we change here? Yeah, it's too much. I'm changing target tracker. No, it's a mistake. I need to change my plane. My plane has a scale also 1. Okay, now it's better. So I just change the scale over there. What else? What else? What else? Let's see. So it's I'm going through the properties. Everything looks okay. Standard physically based. We also can add some animation to our plane. We can double click on plane and like rename it. For example, we are working with logos, and this is just another image we added. We can animate it also over here on the magical tool. We press on the top right corner and animate. Let it maybe float a bit. We see in the patch editor, we got new animation for our edit picture. So it makes it up automatically. Like for me, it's jumping too much. I can edit final point over there. Maybe 0055. It's changing on that YX, so meaning vertical X. It is changing from minus 0.05 to plus 0.5. But it's too much for me. Like I want to make less. Maybe I change sinusoidal. Maybe I change some settings over there. Maybe I just copy and I just edit for now. For example, I want such effect, so I make adjustments for very little counts over there in transition from starting point to end point, and I can actually turn a bit. I want to place it a bit up, but I cannot move it. Why? Position 0, 0, so it goes to minus. Okay, need to think how can I move it. But anyway, it will be working like edits augmented reality to your picture, to your painting, to your print on t-shirt, to whatever you create. Also, you can add some digital elements over there. Like if you don't like position, you need to play with that settings. For example, I delete minus, like I don't like that. It is so, no, it's too high. Anyway, okay, we can play with numbers. Also emitters over there. Let me think, like I want to add some spinning 3D shapes. So I can go to AR library over there. I click on that. Nothing is happening. It's not normal because I think it's not loading. Just this is the reason. Okay, if it's not loading, so meaning you can add another digital content, or you can, for example, make that 3D shape also visible and restart. Do you see it? Visible, make it visible. Probably it's somewhere here. No, yeah, you see. So it's visible right now. So we got such effect like 2D and 3D and emitters, and that's something that you can play with. Like, it really depends on your creativity. How do you implement that knowledge? So basically, we're working with plane tracking and with 3D objects and target tracking. Do you have any questions on that point? I like it. So how do we save it? If you just close Metaspark, it will not be saved. You need to save. Save as. I already have it. Untitled 2. Let's make just a new file. So that new file we can reopen again. So it was a simple. You can watch a recording of that lesson and work again. Try to make your ideas. Basically, let's go to very fast. We have 20 minutes before we finish. I want to start new from template. Yeah. There are some, if you, for example, work with not target tracking, you don't want any target tracking. You just want to reimagine your city, for example, and create some digital assets that you can add as augmented reality to your surroundings, to cafe shop, to exhibition center, to any place in the real world as a QR code. We are adding this QR code, but when people scan, it will appear here. So for that effect, we're using world effect settings. Here we have some really nice setup. World effect I'm using a lot because this is simple. It works on every device for user here who is not familiar with interaction with augmented reality experiences. This is the most easy way to start that process. Then real scale world object. This is really cool stuff that require advanced level from users to interact with 3D objects.
Vera, I cannot hear you. Does anyone can hear Vera?
Hello, I hear myself. Так, let's say what people are saying. Michaela, if you tried on Facebook, you should try on a Facebook link. If it's no effect, there could be some reasons. Natalie can hear me. Maybe it's a problem on your end, Ada hear me. Okay, so it was problem on Kunzhale's side. Okay. So basically, if filter, it's very simple filter. If it's not working for you, then question what the device do you have? Like it need to be updated iOS system. If it's iOS, it need to be updated system on Android, like the latest version of operation system must be installed. Also, internet problems can be appeared. Maybe Facebook filter also require less megabyte because our filter was around 4. Even if we optimized the model, it didn't became in megabytes much slower. So I don't know why. Actually, it was really funny. But it must be size must be reduced. Probably it was some like kind of bug into the augmented reality Spark AR. in their calculation of size, probably. So I need to check that, because if we optimize triangles, model must be reduced in weight. So it works. So basically, why it is not working on Facebook, I don't know. But when you create filters, you need to think not only what platform you're using and love more. You need to think about your users and your customers and your visitors of your gallery. Why? It was really funny, interesting stuff. I was using mainly Facebook in 2019, but not Instagram too much. So I published my very first calligraphy sculpture into the filter of Facebook. And I went to Dubai, to a city who recognize themselves as a world innovative city, the first #1. I went to showcase my filter on Facebook as augmented reality sculpture. And I almost failed because nobody was using Facebook over there. People even forgot their passwords to enter Facebook. Everybody is using Instagram. It's all over the world as a dominance. People mainly using Instagram, and in some places like Arab Emirates and Middle East, USA, they are using Snapchat, and Snapchat is a leader for digital clothes. This is really cool stuff we will explore on Monday. So that's why my advice to you is to make research what your audience is using more. If it's Facebook, build for Facebook, but Facebook requires even more reduced size of every asset you're using. Yeah, Android tablet, Michaela has. Yeah, so Michaela, you need to check that system. Maybe you need to update. Maybe it's just because of device it is not working. ToolKit to Blender. Oh yeah, Matthias says for art only Instagram. Yes, I agree, because people say how it works. I will show you before we install. It's a Blender toolkit already installed on my, but I will show you what we need to do right now. Before we go to Meta toolkit for Blender, let's go to publishing mode of my project. It's here, right? So why it's good for marketing? We have insights. This is my MetaSpark hub. So I see here all data. How many people are insights interacted? It's only one opens, right? I don't remember when I published that stuff. So, or maybe even it's not submitted. Let's go to insights over there. So we can check by effects, or we can check by audience, by engagement. So we see 163 opens, 85% increase because I published new filters. Captures 12 is 140%. Somebody even saved. Somebody made impressions. Users shares not enough data. If they share filters, then it will appear even video. So you can see videos that they created. And we see gender who is working with our filters, male, female, custom. Countries, India, Turkey, Germany, Mexico, Indonesia. Cool. Languages that are using. So we can see some actions that are not available due to some rules in Europe. Okay. So that's good. So we can see a lot of data for those effects, and we can just swipe between all our things over there. Wherever this is my another account, like my artist profile. I have impression 677 from that, because like my AR Spark I just created months ago. And you see, the problem with all augmented reality, that filters need to be updated. Whatever we use, Spark.AR or WebGL applications we built like with Unity, all those systems, growing, updating system for the Spark.AR like models, and then we need to update our filters. So I press here and I need to update. So it's how do we update in our filters? This is actually for City Bocholt. It's need to be updated. So let's go very fast. How do we create Meta Spark Toolkit for Blender? You can just, I shared already in a chat, but you can Google if you will lose the link. We need to download Meta Spark AR Toolkit. It will recognize your system automatically, PC or iMac. Then it's a Blender plugin. Okay, we have Blender plugin here. I have it in Finder, right? In downloads. Blender plugin. The thing is with a Mac, it was zip file. It make unzip. So I need to make it zip again. How do we compress, right? We compress it. So now I have zip file again. So if you have a Mac, it unzip automatically, make zip file again. Go to Blender. I'm in Blender right now. I will show you. You need to make a preference. You click on Edit, Preferences. Here, a lot of stuff, but you choose add-ons. Here, it's clickable. You see? You click add-ons, and you just click Install. So in my downloads, I see my Blender zip file. It will overwrite my stuff because I already have it. Okay, let's overwrite. What happened? So it's over there installed. Here we see Meta Spark Toolkit. Now I unlocked. It's like it disappeared from this part. You see, it's not here. So it needs to be active. Automatically it is active. So you just click on that. If you use it, you already installed it and it is not here, you just go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons and click the check mark to make it active. Then you always have here. So this is clear, right? And now, guys, this is we're coming to most funny part within our last 5 minutes. But if you have time, we can spend 10 minutes on that. Basically, when we need to create projects, we create new. We have already built interactions. We don't need to code. Let's do all other stuff for world object effect with our templates. So basically, it's very fun. Now you will understand why. But you need to know process, because if we would start exactly from the templates, you wouldn't know how everything works. But it's already have a setup here. In viewport, we see a lot of stuff. We see in assets a lot of stuff. And here is spinning small shape. It's delete me. That file is delete me. You see when I click, it's becoming with arrows. So we go the same pipeline. I need my asset over there, and it is world effects. There are no target tracking. I just take my mesh I generated with an optimized. I take optimized because it has exact size I need. I take it here and I place, drag here. You see, drag here on that place. And this file that is delete, I just press delete. So it's not anytime here anymore. Again, I choose my mesh and I want to make it a little bit higher. Nice. It's so cool, but it's spinning so fast. So that setup I do with almost all of my artworks, but I add some interactivity. We will learn during the next Friday. So how to add some interactivity. So basically it is turning because we have loop animation block. So I click on the left side in scene on loop animation block, and on the right side we see properties. You see this working. So we can control speed over there. This is speed, and just make it not so fast. Like, let's restart our filter. Actually, I can stop it. I don't like that it appears that it's not a face of that creature. I don't know. I wanna now I'm trying to move animation block. I want to move my sculpture. So if some is like I'm moving, nothing is happening, I need to understand why. Probably I chose the wrong asset. So I choose my mesh. Again, I use the button on stop, rotate the selected objects. I rotate it over there. This is face. I wanna like my filter face. I wanna play again. So there is a button stop on the left behind the device and play. And I have button restart. So now it's restarting exact the same. I don't like coloring again. I remind you, we go to texturing and we reduce metallic and we reduce roughness. You see, when we reduce roughness, it became like reflecting. For me, it looks like mosaic sculpture. It's cool. I can add some more effects later on. So this is basically a world effect. Simulate touch. When we tap to screen, you see, when we tap to screen, we can place object in the real space. It will use tracking of the surface of the floor. And when we tap to screen, also with 2 fingers, we scale it in our phones. It's the same like we did with my sculpture on the first. Okay, everything requires, like everything works well, meet requirements. We can upload, we can also test on device here, record video, then upload and run. Another option to create the world effect, again, new from template. When we start over there, there is just a list of this. I don't want to save, I just discard. There is just a list, it's difficult to understand. So we go here again. We worked with world object. Now we go to object reveal. This is really cool stuff. It gives us understanding of like feeling that we interact, and that stuff of interaction is already programmed over there. Yeah, we see console and view show patch editor. I want you to see patch editor, because when I make in this user sharing, in this simulator of the phone, we see, again, I choose simulate touch. So that sneakers is appearing. Basically, it can be your digital creation. When you tap to screen, you place in the surface, and when we restart, you see, this works like that. So basically, it's all already set up. Some people, they programmed for us all this. You see, this really cool stuff in patch editor. It's terrifying, difficult to make it from scratch, and requires a lot of months of knowledge, but they did it for us. We say big thanks. We are just creators who want to use the technology. So we import we want to show the world our AI generated mesh. So again, in assets, I use my mesh. Okay, it's ready, already ready. I take it and just drop on the place drag here to the scene settings. Drag here. And I delete the sneaker. It's not an artistic object, you see? my sculpture is revealing, but actually it's a bit big. Either I can use my hole, right? This is cap, this is a surface, this is hole. This is all objects. I can just use make hole a bit bigger and make this object of revealing a bit bigger. So I'm just working in the viewport, or I can scale over there. This is scale, yeah, like that. Let's restart. Oh, cool. So it's revealing. Also, when I tap to screen, it's appearing in the surface of the real floor, like in your home, in your city, on your street, wherever you place it in the gallery. So it works like that. Very fast, pretty simple. It speed up our job, and it works pretty cool. And again, if you don't like we call it, how do texture perform in the augmented reality, depends on the texture, right? Again, I don't like it. I need to make setup every time I insert some images or there. So I click here in assets on my texture related to that object. And again, I reduce metallic, it became lighter. I reduce roughness. I can play with that. So these who are aware of modeling, you can upload your textures and occlusions. So actually, if you're professional in modeling, you can use that setting. If not, this is enough what I'm showing you right now. This is, again, we close. This is another one type, like object reveal. And let's move to the real scale world object. You can try at home. It will be your home task actually, and then you can, it will be similar to that, but when we test with our phones, it is different because that requires advanced knowledge on how to start the process, and that filter and your 3D object, you just replace it here in scene, delete me, and place your object over there. But it just will, when you click on the table, on the floor, on the couch, on the head of your friend, it recognizes real objects. It's not only tracking on the floor, it tracks in on every horizontal surfaces around you. So this is really cool. Yeah, and it was, one more time, real scale world object. Okay, now is a surprise. So we have the things that we learned almost all day today. We have template. We have template for that. That calls sharing effect. Basically, how it works. You can use a template because it's not a torture here to work hard. You just need to understand the process. But if you want to work fast, just speed up the process. We have here on the asset line, replace me. This is our texture. And that texture is already, has some settings in viewport, patch editor. How do we know that there is something going on? There is a lot of adjustments, right? So we just replace me. We can replace two ways. Here in Assets, we just make right click on the mouse and replace or there. Here's button replace. It will open your file, like my Finder, it opens. Or on the right side is all settings and size of the asset is here. Single texture, we just press here. Reveal in Finder. Oh my God. it reveals in Finder. It shows us. No, that's it. Not correct. We do not want reveal in Finder. Let's just replace me, because then in Finder we need to make so much adjustments and to find the exact file. So better we just use it. Replace me. Restart. You see? It's already appeared in my target tracking. And we have some digital objects also spinning around. What are those objects? Those objects either that delete me. Basically, our target tracker is our image. You see, when we click on our target tracker, we see in properties, this is our image. We already replaced it. But that one that we need to delete, you just add your assets. Maybe you add your generated stuff, or maybe you add your just random assets, like, but they must be low poly. Whatever you want, you can add some 3-dimensional objects, and then they will be spinning like that by a default. But if you just delete, drag here, and you place your objects, then you need to go via animation, via that magic tool, right? So you can adjust animation and play with the settings. So it must work. And at the last, like, final 3 minutes, the magic tool for architects. We just close it. Oh, I don't want it. We just close this discard. Okay. To the animated card. Let's go. So basically, we were watching today like some drawings, like architecture related maps. People were watching through the augmented reality and appeared building. That building is a 3D model. It's 3-dimensional. It's low poly. What does it mean, low poly? Here in assets, we see Spark Villa over there. Spark Villa. Spark Villa has only 2.73 megabyte. It's really small. Like, if you're architect, what you need to learn, you need to learn model optimization for architecture. Maybe you need to take some course if you're really interested, because if you just upload from the platforms that allow us to upload models, they're too heavy. I will show right now. So basically, you, through the assets, you prepare your asset, you optimize it. They must be below the 4 megabyte. Below 4 megabyte. It's like, for architecture, it's like super optimized. Like, you need to be very intelligent to optimize to such size. So that's a really cool model, because it has only 2.73 megabyte. It's very optimized. So you just replace me here from the computer, replace that model. And you replace target also, target with, you also replace, and you target tracker, you replace here, and you replace delete me. This is model. Target V is your picture, 2D picture, you see? You replace that, and you replace delete me. That's it. But before we go for break until Friday, this building is low poly, right? It's a low poly building I found over there. It's low poly, it's only 5.7K triangles. It seems like low poly, but it's heavy. Also, that model is also low poly, is download for free. It's another one. This another one, yes. So you can download. But what's happening when we upload that model to Spark AR? It seems like small. Okay, I just low poly house. I just open it. Here. You see, in my asset, I check the weight. Low poly house. It's 14 megabyte. Okay, you will tell me, Vera, you tried to publish your AI generated stuff. It was 4.45 and it was not so optimized. Oops, this is the mark. File size don't meet requirements. Okay, what's wrong? View your size. You see, iOS 9.7, Android 9.7. Older Androids requires 19 megabyte to run that effect. Now we see what is the file requirements here. For Instagram, maximum 4 megabyte. 4 megabyte is maximum. That's why I'm telling you that if my optimized AI model was available for publishing, it was below 4 megabyte. Just because my internet today is a bit laggy, it didn't show me exact correct number, but it was optimized and it was ready to publish. When model is much more than 4 megabyte, it gives us red flag, like file size don't meet any requirements. And for Facebook, it says 10 megabytes, but you need to check. Normally, we are trying not to exceed 4 megabytes for our assets. So I go to Blender again. To work with architecture, you need to learn Blender. I know that Ida, she is learning. Basically, where is my Blender? In object mode, we need to work. I want to delete that object. And because I have also a lot of stuff, or the X, right? X or delete. I want to import my house. It seems to me very small, low poly house GLB, but it is too big. You see that its size is 16.9. So I'm just taking that to Blender. Import GLTF. Now we see, it's using already that scale. So we go back to normal. We see it looks like, first of all, that object, it consists from multiple mesh. Please select a single mesh because our Spark AR cannot work with that object. Or we need to bake it to make it one object. Maybe it would be a solution if you really have complex architecture, you need to bake it in one mesh. Height is very small, 3.5 centimeters. For that exact roof, it's only this I selected, right? But all mesh, it even couldn't count. But if I try to optimize mesh by mesh, it seems like not so much for optimization. We see how many here. Here is how many digital assets I have on the top right now. So basically, to work with complex architectural objects, you need to know how to optimize them, because when it consists from many different parts, really Spark AR tool is not working. I try to find triangles, like triangles normally we are optimized, and that construction is 300. It's not so much because our AI was 74.6 thousand triangles, it's only 300. So, but in a way, I try to reduce whatever I can with my tools. I know I'm not an architect. Just I want to use that model, for example, and I need to reduce it again and again. And I want to reduce some meshes. Maybe texture is too heavy. So I need to find out what gives me that weight, why it is so heavy. So when I will find out, maybe I will Google some YouTube classes. Maybe I will ask a friend who will know how to optimize that, right? Then I export that model again. Maybe I will use a scaling to make it even smaller, to place it on the pivot point to be able to use. But actually, I just reduced some triangles, but it's not so optimized for Spark AR. So better actually for architecture, if you will know modeling, right? If you will know how to create it. So we export I don't remember the name what I gave to the file. I want to see how low poly house to maybe let's make it to, let's see, could I optimize it just with some meshes? What's going on over there? Look, I imported 2 objects. Oh, Jesus. Be careful. You need to check. X, delete. I have more. What's going on over there? There is also something, some pivot point, okay. Okay, let's try one more time. Export GLTF. Okay, I will call it just house number 2. House number 2. Finder, let's check in Finder and downloads my file, house number 2. Information. You see, it was 18 megabyte, now it's 15. So seems there are not so much triangles, but there are probably heavy textures. So then I need to work with textures, but this is not this lesson goal, right? So if you're an architect, then you need to find a way how to optimize your objects. And then when you go to SparkAR, your digital asset must be ready. If it's not ready, it will show you file size don't meet requirements. So today I showed you almost all possible ways to create SparkAR filters. They're all very cool, actually. If I don't want to publish, I just press cancel, discard, and all that other stuff. That's for entertainment. That basically what we do with architecture, augmented reality for artworks, and as AR sculptures, also some AR games. This is more related to art. But all that stuff is body movement, have movement. This all stuff for entertainment. Those all filters you see every day on Instagram, and like 9.5 billion people are using them to entertain. But if we want to build a filter like piece of art, we are using world effect. This is also world effect, but it has 1, 2, 3 stickers, 3 variations of that. You can also play with it. And this is sharing effect. This is also with some animated, it's just like logo changing. Some 2D images are changing. For example, if Netflix Live will build some effect to her 2D images printed on bags, you can use this sharing effect, right? And then you just upload 3 different planes to target tracking, and then you use 3 different images you want to appear during the time people are interacting with your bags via augmented reality. So this is for today. So I hope that session was it was recorded. Yeah, that's cool. We will ask. It's already dark in my place. I even didn't notice that sun went down. Yeah, wait a second. I didn't notice. Guys, I was so involved in the process actually, so I didn't notice that it's already sunset finished. Yes, thank you so much. We just it was too much information. We worked so hard. It's already 20 minutes plus. We overworked. Thank you so much for your attention. I will ask Kunsthalle girls managers to send you record, because everybody will be awaiting, and they will be maybe watching tomorrow and on Friday to remind yourself.
We will send it tomorrow. Today, I'm afraid all of us need to relax.
Yeah, so give me a feedback because before we finish. So are you inspired to jump in to build your effect, and what are you planning to build? Like really quickly, if somebody wants to say before we close the session.
sadly not so talented there.
Michaela, Natalie, Matthias, Eda. Bural already left, right? We will send him record.
Wrote that interesting workshop.
A lot of information. Yeah, thank you.
Very lot information, really very lot information. Man hat, wir müssen das erstmal verarbeiten. Mir fällt gerade das Englische nicht ein.
We need to work with this information, says Matthias. Like, you see,
Yeah.
that needs a bit related.
Yeah, basically to make it easy for your brain, we just worked today with two different types. First type, it was image tracking. For example, this blurring effect, but this is image tracking, right? Some logo image. And another is world effect. Only two types we disclosed today. So first part, like 1 hour, 30 minutes, we were studying how to build from scratch to you to understand how everything works with Spark AR. But you can rewatch again tomorrow, step by step, and try to build. But to make your work more faster, we can use templates. And this is a big fun from Spark AR, because when I was starting in 2019, we only had 4 templates, only 4. But if you go right now, it's like 20 templates, and it's really speed up in jobs. So I wish you a lot of inspiration. Think about your projects, and we meet on Friday to talk about your, probably you will have questions, probably something you cannot make, probably you will have some problems that I can help you to solve and explain how it must work. Or maybe you will build your stuff. So then we will see how is it going.
I have one more last basic question. The whole procedure with all the different apps, especially Spark, aims that when you're using your camera, you only see the filter or animated object in Instagram. Is this right? You see the ready product only in Instagram or Facebook.
Yes.
Yes. So the user, when you build new animation or an object or something, anything, or piece of art, digital art or something, the user always have to use Instagram or Facebook too.
Yes.
So when the user goes through the street anywhere in Hanover or any city of the world, he has to take his phone and he has to switch on the Instagram app, and he has to use the camera in Instagram.
Yeah, basically, when he walks on the street of Hanover, he sees some sticker, for example, QR code and instruction. Scan me and open Vira Instagram. So basically, when he sees instruction, he open his camera on the phone, just normal camera. He scan QR code, and it just comes automatically to Instagram. So he doesn't need to open it by gestures. It just open it by itself in Instagram or Facebook, and then he can interact. He can play with it. He can record video. He can make screenshot. He can share in his stories. He can record video, or you as an author, you can record video and share in Reels. Also, we can record the videos. How do we interact with our filters to engage audience? I will show you next time. Actually, I promised you a lot of stuff, what I must show you next time. I need to write a list for myself, because in order not to forget, I will show you how people share. And so we are content creators. We create content to people to engage immersive experience with our artwork. We have benefit of that because we can reach wide audience all over the globe, because that filters, they exist in your Instagram account. I will show you also next time. Now I think you will not. If I go right now, just I don't know if you will see. And I go closer to camera.
Okay,
It's blurring, right?
it's a little.
Blur. Okay. So all filters, they live here.
Okay.
Here.
Yes.
So when you publish your filters, those stars will appear in your account. So when I click those stars,
This is your Instagram account.
yeah, it's my all
then-
filters
Okay.
are here. Then
Okay.
you click filter. It has a button
Yeah.
try. Now it's my chair. Up.
Mhm.
I can actually interact with 2 fingers. I change scale. This is world effect. When I tap to screen, it is changing position in the space. When I scale, it can become really big
Yes.
or really small.
This means when I go to your Instagram account, I see the icon with your filters,
Yeah, you will see icon with
and then I can use your filters.
yeah, basically all filters are here, you see?
Mhm.
So, for example, people from Indonesia, Australia, they can just randomly find your filters in their phones, like scrolling around, just here.
Oh yeah, I just see. I have. Yeah, this is your account. Okay.
So basically, they can just find you and use your art and promote you. Like if like it works like viral effect. If you really build interest in interactive effect for world effect, for example, then they will just use it in their videos, in their reels. They can share, they can play with that. And then when they share, everybody will see, and also they click and they can use it. So this creates viral effect. Actually, with my artistic sculptures, I'm not working for that viral effect. For me, it's more important sculpture itself. But if you want like enrich visibility of your account, you can build interactive gamified experiences. Also in templates, there are some games. You can build more fun, actually. So then they will play. With target tracking, it won't work because target needs some image placed in front of the phone. So when I scan it, it will work. All other effects, all bird effects, they're working without image. So that's it.
Not bad. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
I have also a question.
Okay.
Is it possible to lock the effect to a certain location so that I can
Certain
just
location.
use it once? Yeah, so that I cannot
Yeah.
use it everywhere.
Actually, it was a settings while we were publishing filters. I will find it, will show you next time. It was possible. But you said location as a city, not a street.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing something on a grassland. So it should be just on the grass and not everywhere in the city. So I would like to do some kind of flowers, and they're supposed to be just on that grass. Is that possible with it? Or
I think when we made a like geolocation, it is possible for like exact point on the map and you set radius of availability. So we can check how it works if you want to build that. We can check how it works. So people from Dubai or LA, they will not see a filter probably in their Instagram search, but only in Hanover in that exact radius of your place. But anyway, they will be scanning QR codes to be able to interact. Yeah. Okay, Natalie D is, yeah, we're finished. Thank you so much. And thank you for your questions. And I will be waiting. So your home task is to think what you would like to create and to start building. So on Friday, we are meeting and we start with your questions because probably you will have some troubles during that way. Maybe something you will not understand, or we will go through your questions. And then through all things I promised you to tell and show on Friday. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you who stayed for us like 30 minutes plus. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye, everyone. See you Friday.